Okay. Bismillah wa salatu wasalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi man ittaba'ahum bi ihsani ila yawmiddin. So, inshallah, I would like to welcome everyone to this virtual open house. We'll try our best to give you an overview of the school and what we're doing here to help parents, inshallah, decide for enrollment. So, first, I am the principal of the school. My name is Kareem Mahmoud, and been with the school since the beginning. I'm pleased to be here, alhamdulillah. Oh, inshallah. So we first we'll talk about just an overview of what we're going to be discussing today. A little bit about the school, what it's about, what it's trying to do exactly. We'll talk about the programs. We'll give some live demo of the website and some of the stuff that we have there. And we'll talk about how the online learning as a whole works. And then we'll talk about enrollment process. And at the end, inshallah, if there is any questions, I'll be happy to answer. All right, inshallah. So begin with about the school first. So why does the school even exist? It exists for two reasons. We see that Islamic schools a lot of times are unfortunately not professional when they're dealing with the Muslims in general. Unfortunately, they don't have this like you don't see what public schools do, for example, like they do what they say they're going to do. They try to be professional in their dealings with the students, with the parents. But you don't see that unfortunately in Islamic schools, and I've had my fair share with dealing with Islamic schools. There is unprofessionalism, just like we're all friends and brothers, so it's okay. There's not really structures or systems, or we're not gonna do what we're saying, it is what it is. We'll see when it happens, things like that. And that's not, it shouldn't be like that, but we're the Muslims. We should be people who keep up with our words. We should be people who do what we say we're going to do. So we want to bring the professionalism of public school at the same time have the Islamic environment that we should have as Muslims. That's one reason. And again, that this is lacking in Islamic schools. Also, affordability. If you send your children to school in person or online, schools are very unaffordable for parents, unfortunately, if they want to protect their kids from public school and put them in Islamic school. And our goal was to take the public school kids out of public school. So to give the parents an option that this is affordable enough, it's kind of like the free option of public school, but it's not really public school. So I'll take my kids out of this public school stuff and I put them in Islamic schools because the price is not too big of a difference from what I'm paying in public school for like clothing and supplies and so on. So that's one of the things also we try to do, the affordability that gives the parents a chance, like, okay, this is something we can afford, especially if they have two, three, four children. And we keep the prices as low as they could humanly make it low. If you compare us with any other online Islamic school, you'll see that we don't even reach half of what they charge. And it's very difficult to maintain this. But again, our goal is to support the Muslim parents as much as we can and protect the Muslim children. Also, Qur'an and Sunnah stuff, sticking to actual religion. Unfortunately, there is lots and lots of Islamic schools that are not really Islamic schools, or Islam will only remain in the Islamic subjects, such as Islamic studies. Even you won't even see it in the Arabic a lot of the times. So there is a big disconnect. It's Islamic schools, but it's really un-Islamic in every way, shape, and form. Sometimes you have even non-Muslims teaching like in Islamic schools because that shows you how much like the people who are running the school don't really care about this aspect. If an Islamic schools are celebrating non-Muslim holidays and doing lots of things that happen against the religion, and the school itself is propagating these things. And again, I've dealt with schools that have done all kind of things like that. So we don't want that. We want a school that can actually be Islamic and try to please Allah as much as possible to show the students what it is like to be a Muslim and to try to submit to Allah and do what Allah is asking of you. So again, that's one big, huge reason for us existing. Another reason is we want to return back to the original Islam and the original understanding how the Muslims of the past, the companions, the first generation of the nation of the nation of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to be. Islam have evolved and changed a lot over the years, unfortunately, and we want to go back to their way of life, their way they did things. I'm not talking about like computers and stay away from technology. That's not what we're saying. We're talking about the way they practice the religion. So yeah, this is some of the reasons of why this school exists. And like I said, there is lacking going on all across the board with this, right? And unfortunately, we are losing Muslim children. Big, huge reason here. 25% of Muslims who live in the West, second generation Muslims, leave Islam. That's a fact. So we don't want this to be like, we don't want to be watching this happening. We want to do our part and we want to provide the school that it needs to be, there for the students to have. So meaning that we're gonna lose, we will lose, we are losing right now. This is 177,000 Muslims, second generations. Like a lot of the parents, this is a lot of the parents don't realize this. A lot of the parents who are living here in the West, their kids were never born in the countries these parents were born into. They were born into Muslim countries where they heard the adhan and everybody was Muslim and they grew up in a Muslim land. And these guys, their kids are growing up in non-Muslim land where they don't see any Islamic role models and there is no Islam anywhere. And they're in public school and they're the only kid in the class and the only kid on the team who's Muslim. And even if there is Muslims around, they're practicing nothing. So therefore, that child in the end, 25% of these kids, 177,000 a year, leave the religion. That's crazy number, right? That's a crazy number for people living in America or living in the West. We don't want that to happen. We want to stop this. And one way to stop this, it starts with education, right? So exposing them to non-Muslim ideas, from a young age and growing up with that, of course, very destructive. Anyway, went on a lot about this, but point is we want to save the Muslim children, and we want to help the parents, give them an option that they can actually use. All right. Next, we'll talk about sort of like just kind of what we teach. So the core subjects, of course, the regular core subjects, English, math, science, history, and of course that evolves when you go to high school. You go to more in depth, like biology or geometry and things like that, depending on the subject. But yeah, so all the regular four subjects. And the thing that we try to do here with these four subjects is that we don't want to teach math. We don't want to just teach English. We don't want to just teach science, but rather we want to teach Islamic science, Islamic English, Islamic history, Islamic math. What does that mean? We don't want to just teach these books are made by non-Muslims and with a non-Muslim ideology, with people who don't believe in God or don't care for God. So yet, even though we're teaching these books and their books, but we're teaching everything from an Islamic lens. So we try to Islamize everything that we're given, to the children. So they're studying in science that, okay, evolution is a thing, that the men grew, evolved from monkey, apes, stuff. Yeah, we'll tell them about the evolution, but we'll tell them that's what they're saying, and that's a theory, and that's absolutely not true. We came from our prophet Adam, and that's what Allah told us, and we believe Allah, and we disbelieve in what these guys are saying. And here is some evidence and proofs that this is just a theory and stuff. So again, we're teaching everything from an Islamic point of view. A lot of parents don't realize these curriculums that are being taught, it helps create an atheist a child, at the end. It's pushing the child away from the religion, because there is no mention of any God in these curriculums. There's nothing. There's no God there. Whether it's Christian God or anything, there's nothing there. And that's what they grow up learning, unfortunately. And like I said, Islamic schools, if they teach these things, they'll teach it just as it is. And the teachers who will teach these subjects will have nothing to do with their religion a lot of the times. And I've dealt with a whole bunch of them, and I can tell you they were not. Teachers, what we try to, hire is people who qualify Islamically first, and then they qualify for their subject second. So they need to be people who are Islamic first. So they're like Islamic scientists, or Islamic historian, and then they can teach, yes. Otherwise, if the Islam is not there, we don't want this individual to be teaching for us. All right, so that's the core subjects. For Islamic studies, we have, alhamdulillah, developed our own curriculum, and we're going to talk about that. That is the IMEZ project. But we try to cover all of the areas of Islam. Iman, which is the belief, all of the beliefs. So believe in Allah, the angels, the books, day of judgment, decree, everything. Who's a believer, who's a disbeliever, everything like that. And we try to, unfortunately, also with Islamic studies books, um, they don't give you a full idea and they don't give you full Islam. Like if you take a book, like a regular Islamic studies book, the amount, like the content that's actually there. When I teach Islamic studies, I can cover this content that's supposed to be for 2.5 months. I can cover it for less than a week. That's not because I'm doing some kind of magic tricks or something, but because there isn't enough content there. You're meant to stretch information for 2.5 months. That doesn't really, it's not really much. Um, so we want our students to really have all of the religion, so we try to give them as much of it as we can, and we make everything with purpose. Islamic studies is really the king of subjects for us, the learning the religion. That's the whole goal of all of this, is to make good Muslims. That's what we want to get out from all of this. And we try to cover, as I said, all of the four main topics, which is belief, which is the rulings of Islam, what people call fiqh, right? Like praying matters, fasting, things like that. Islamic history, which is like history of the prophets of the past and the biography of our prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Manners, etiquettes. So this is like being patient, like being forbearing. It's like being forgiven, things like that. All right. For Quran, we try to cover Quran from all different angles. So Quran is the learning of the recitation of the Quran to like recite properly with tajweed and so on, being able to recite fluently. Also, the memorization of the Quran itself, another aspect, and the understanding of what we're memorizing or what we're reading. So that's the tafsir part. So we try to get it from all angles as much as we can. Of course, we don't try to focus on one area and leave the other because they're all as important to us and to any Muslim really. Arabic, we use the so for Arabic, we're like the curriculum that we use, and again, we'll touch upon it a little bit. Is the curriculum used? It's geared towards Islamic studies, so it is meant to bring a Muslim that understands, that can understand the Quran and Sunnah in Arabic, and that is the goal for the Arabic. It's not necessarily to make Arabs or to help kids be able to I don't know, talk Arabic with, like, for them to go buy groceries or something like that. It's the point of it is for them to be able to understand the Quran and Sunnah, to understand the religion. The dua is in Arabic, the prayer is in Arabic, a whole bunch of things that they do. They cannot run away from the Arabic, one way or another. So we want this to be a thing, and we treat that special. One of the things that Muslims have disconnected from each other is the loss of the Arabic language. So the official language for the Muslims, it used to be Arabic. That's not the case anymore. Even if they spoke other languages, yet the official language of the government used to be Arabic. But of course, that's not the case, and just it's canceled. All types of people. So anyway, that's one thing that can bring the Muslims together is the language. They all spoke the same language. So yeah, that's obviously something again we care about very much. We try to cover it from the different areas. So even Arabic is just like the English; it has different areas of coverage. So it is the Arabic, it is the reading, vocabulary, grammar. There is also different books like Hadith book, fiqh books in Arabic within the curriculum that we're teaching. And again, we'll touch upon the curriculum soon, inshallah. All right. Let's see. So for the kind of like the what's this life online learning about here, or the school structure, how is it? do its thing. It's basically just like a regular school that you would see if you go an in-person school, public school, whatever school. It's just that the only difference is everything is online. So it is structured classes that have regular schedules, have beginning and ends and predicted times. That stays the same every day. That ends with a test at the end of a quarter. And after the quarter, there's parent-teacher conference, and there's finals and all of that stuff, homework, projects, things like that. Just like as you would get in regular school, live classes online, with regular, teachers, with classmates, just like as you would do again in person. The only difference is this is online. Um, okay, now the support system that we have, like kind of like what we got here going on in the school. So the teachers that we have, really, they're just purely amazing. The fact that they're taking this job and they don't get paid much. This is not they're not like, no one can like sustain their life with the money that they get from us, because we charge very little, um but yet they're staying with us year after year. They stay with us, and I'm always forever grateful for them for the stuff that they do. Are really just amazing people. Admin support team, most of the people, or everybody really, in the admin team, they don't get paid either. They're just dedicated people that really believe in the helping the Muslims and want to do better and want to bring the Muslim kids, to the religion and protect them, provide this option for the parents. They stay like almost 24/7 around the clock answering questions and stuff, like parents be asking any questions anytime. Teachers have issues going on throughout the days, weekends, still there, still working. Parent communication, we try to communicate, of course, with the parents, keep them in the loop. That's why we have the parent-teacher conferences and so on, to monitor the progress of the children. If there is any issues, we try to reach out promptly to with the parents. We also have the communication between parents and teachers, um, so that way everyone is sort of connected within this learning environment. The students, the teachers, the parents, the admin, everyone tries to work together to try to help the students as much as possible. Um, yeah, the consistent student progress reporting thing. So, as I said, it is 4 times in the year, where at the end of the quarter, 2.5 months, the kids will get their testing, and there is a parent-teacher conference afterwards, and we discuss what we can do to improve the student learning and what they can do to get better. So again, we try to constantly, as just like as you see in regular public school, you would have, but just the only difference is things are happening online. Okay, well, before we get a little bit farther, I want to just show you some of the things that we have going on, so that way you understand. So here's some of the programs that we have on our website. So yeah, elementary school, and then we have middle and high. These are just the regular schooling stuff that we have. So that's 175, like, price wise, per month for the elementary, and 200 for the middle and high school. Middle and high school, that's 7th to 12th grade. Elementary, that's 1st to 6th grade. And this includes all 7 subjects for whichever grade level. So that's English, math, science, history, Islamic studies, Quran, and Arabic. Everything. The schedule is Monday to Thursday, so 4 days of the week. Live classes, everything is live, of course, regular, as again, as we said, regular school stuff. School year is regular, like as you would find in, again, regular school, September to June. Mm, yeah, the first day for this year will be the last day of August. So August 31st, that will be a Monday. So yeah, that's kind of that's the regular school stuff. There is also, we do have some after school stuff, like supportive things for parents who are not interested in the regular school, like a HIF program, after school program. We do have a homeschooling program as well. So yeah, all of this, we have that as well. We'll take a look at the as far as tuition and fees. We don't have anything else money wise. other than the actual tuition. So there is no technology fee or registration fee or any other fee. Again, we try to make everyone's life as easy as possible and try to make things as affordable as possible. It's not easy on us, but again, we try our best with this class schedule. This is a sample of it. Of course, things are going to be tweaked up here more. But yeah, that's the student is a day would be something like this. So English, math, science, history. You have some break in between, and then Quran, Arabic, Islamic studies. For Quran, Arabic, and Islamic studies, students are grouped based off levels. So like elementary is grouped together, or half of elementary is grouped together, and then like the beginner level is placed separate from the advanced level. Same thing for Arabic, Islamic studies, they do join together. And that's kind of the layout. Yeah, and for high school, of course, the deeper end of the grades are here. So you can see like chemistry, geometry, pre-calculus, all of this kind of stuff here. And the schedule is 8:30 to 2:20 p.m. That's all Eastern time, New York time. Um, Yeah, so we'll take a look here at the academic calendar. So this is where we have all of the events taking place in the year. We try our best to make the students not really lose out on things. So we want, even though they're online, we want them to still feel like they're living a normal school life. So we do have a Brotherhood, Sisterhood Day. That's a monthly event for students to build bonds together, build bonds with the teachers. Um, yeah, that's a monthly basis event where we try to, like I said, just build this brotherhood and a sisterhood. And the Muslims are supposed to be one body, so we want to push that on, with the students. And we want them to have a social life as well, as much as possible. Learning online or teaching online, there is already a loss there, so that you cannot replicate being in person 100%, never. But you can try to do some of the things that you're missing, try to keep up with some of the things that you're not going to be able to do, uh, online, just a little bit, as much as we can, of course. We do have like events that are taking place, such as competition stuff, Quran competition, spelling bee, science fair, things like that. That is happening every like 2 months or so. So like about five events in a year. Um, yeah, but everything here, like the calendar wise, whatever is coming, the students will know what's there, and we have it like color coded and stuff, so it's simple for them. We do have something going on this year as well, which is the a parent support team support meeting. Sorry, parent support meetings, which is to help the parents, give them some of the tools that they need to deal with their children. Unfortunately, there is a disconnect with the parents' generation and the students. So there is like a lost going on between the parent and between the student. So we want to try to gap this. So we are working with the student, and at the same time, we want to help the parent with some things that they may be not realizing that's going on with their children. So that way we're able to just help the entire family push forward and keep the religion together as much as possible. All right, so let's see. So we'll take a look at the curriculum quickly. Also, all of our curriculum are here, so it can be all checked out by parents if they like. One of the things that we try to do is that we want to be as transparent as possible. I was just talking with someone from our admin team today about this, that a lot of schools are like, if you try to find out how much they charge or what they're teaching, curriculum, things like that, it's hard to find it. One of the things we wanted to do is we want to make things as easy as possible. If the parents want to find out anything, okay, how much is this school charging? What's with curriculum, their schedule, calendar, something. Everything is just easy to find and simple enough that anyone can figure this out. So yeah, for the core academic subjects, we have this is from first to eighth grade. These for English, science, history, math. So there is this core knowledge curriculum that we're using. Yeah, so that has like all of the different books, the workbooks, the regular books. Same thing from 9 to 12 grades. This is for the curriculum that they have. This here, the open stacks, that's for the science, for history, for math. For English, this is here, the curriculum for it. Islamic history, that's also taught for the high schoolers. The link for that is here as well. So all these links are here, ready and working. The Arabic, same thing, where the curriculum that we are using is the curriculum that is used for Medina University for students that don't know Arabic and they want to learn the Islamic sciences. So they take a 2-year Arabic program for them to learn that before they get to the actual Islamic studies program. So that's the thing, the same thing that we're teaching. A lot of the Arabic programs or the Arabic curriculums, they're more focused on sort of like day-to-day, like Arabic, or more focused on different dialects, but this is geared towards Quran and Sunnah only, geared towards understanding the religion itself. That is the main goal of it. Not necessarily for like, okay, I want to travel to Arab countries and be able to talk to them. It's not that, even though you could do that at the end of this, but that's not the focus of it. The focus of it is the religion. Quran, we have all the links for the different things, the different tools that we're using for what we teach, for different areas, as we mentioned, all here. Same thing with Islamic studies. We're going to spend a little more time on this, which is the IMEZ project. So what is this? This is kind of like the thing that have kickstarted this whole school, which is what? We wanted to create a place that all the Muslims can have access to all of Islam. Right now, if a Muslim want to find Islam, between him and Islam is 1400 years. That's when the revelation was sent down. So we want to give the Muslims a place where they can have all of Islam. And right now, if the Muslim want to find Islam, well, the Quran is the Quran, and I also need tools to understand the Quran. So I need someone who wrote books about the Quran and the different verses and the different surahs, so that way I can understand it. And if I want the Sunnah, there are many books of Sunnah, you know, whole bunch of them. So there is six, and there is more that's 14, and there is even more than that, that have like different hadith and stuff. Now, after I find the hadith, I want to find out if it's authentic, if it's not authentic. After I find out if it's authentic and not authentic, I also need to find out what it's saying, what it means, and how does it relate to me. Is there other hadith that also goes about this topic that I need to put them together to come up with a conclusion? That's a lot for a regular Muslim. And unfortunately, for the regular Muslim, there is 1400 years between him and the revelation. And the Arabic language is pretty much gone for most Muslims. So therefore, they need all kinds of tools to get to what that is, to find out the actual religion. And they need to go through people, you know, people of knowledge, to find out what the religion is actually saying. Now, sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes you go through a person, everybody does mistakes. So it could be right, it could be wrong. So we wanted to bring a place where we can bring all of Islam, Quran and Sunnah, all of it, and put it together and put it and separate it by topics and split it into four different things, like such as the thing that we mentioned before, the belief by itself, Islamic rulings by itself, manners by itself, Islamic history by itself, and Islam is not outside of these four things. These are the main things. There's nothing else left after this. And bring all of Islam, all of the Sunnah, all of the Quran, and put it together there, and would put it with pictures, with simple titles and simple words to kind of like decode what the text is saying, and that's it. Give it to the people. This is not made for IMEZ Academy. This is made for all the Muslims. So this is open for everybody. After we finish this, we're still working on it. This is a huge project, 14,700 pages, as you see there, like a huge project. We've been working on it for maybe 5 years now, and it's still going. We still have a couple more years left. But that's meant to be like an open source. It's not. It's open for any school, masjid, a person, a parent want to homeschool their kids, anyone, anybody, anywhere. So that's the heart of the whole school, and the whole school was made to give people this project here, to give people this curriculum stuff here that we're um all right. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things that we're working on. We're also, just so you know, like in the works as well, we are working on, inshallah, launching I Am Easy College, that will be, because we want to also make affordability for people who want to learn their religion, who get a bachelor degree in Islamic studies. Right now, it is like $14,000 to get a bachelor degree from an Islamic university that not really like accredited or like big or something, just regular one. So we want to hopefully bring that down to like maybe a couple thousand, $2,000 is the number that we're aiming for the 4 years. So something very small and affordable. So that way we're able to give the Islamic knowledge and make it more accessible for adults, parents, imams, whoever wants to get a bachelor degree, get deep into the religion where they're able to deliver the message of Allah to others. Uh, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, that's pretty much, I think, yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover as far as the website. Of course, everything is there for you to check out as well afterwards. Um, so with that, we're coming a little bit closer to the end. If you are ready to join the school, the registration is open now. So anyone would like to register their children, they're able to do so. Of course, we do urge the parents to register as early as they can because we do have orientation that will be before the school starts. A lot of parents like to register their kids the first day of school, which is you're gonna miss the orientation if you do that. And you need some time for the children to kind of get the hang of the platforms that we're using. So they're able to use it and ready for school. So that way, Monday or whatever the day we have to start in the school, they're ready to start right away. But if you come in the middle of the week, at the second week, they're losing out into important information that are being given in the beginning. So we do urge the parents to try to register as fast as they can. So that way we have a nice plan for them. Um, why people join IMEZ, I think we covered this, but just to kind of finally touch up because of the Islamic foundation thing that we talked about. Like the core of everything that we do is the religion. And like I said, Islam is not just in Islamic studies. Islam is not just in the Quran class. It's throughout the entire organization from, principal, admin, team, teachers, English, math, science, the holidays that we do, the things that we talk about, the events that we have in the school, everything revolves around Islam. It is for Islam, and it's nothing else other than that. That is the core of it. Academic excellence, even though, like we said, Islam is the core of everything, the most important thing. We do care about the academics, and the teachers that we pick are qualified individuals for their fields that they are working at, and we try to push our students as much as we can academically, to get the best that they can be for in these subjects. A safe online environment, of course, the whole thing with this protecting, unfortunately, this world today, even if you live in a Muslim world, if you take your kids out, you're going to ruin them. They will be ruined. And I tell you, even Islamic school online, sorry, even Islamic school in person is destructive to children. This sounds crazy, but it's true because even if you protect your kids and you keep them good, the other parents don't. So when you take them out and they mingle with people more and more, they get exposed to things that you don't want them to be exposed to from this age. You want them, they're going to be exposed to evil, of course, but not when they're young, when they're strong in their religion, when they have already developed as Muslims, then they can be exposed to evil. Not that they're going to go do the evil. They can see people doing the evil, but they won't go for it because they're already upright. They already have been raised properly upon the religion. They already know what's right from wrong. Don't let them find out what's right from wrong from their friend. Let them find out what's right from wrong from you, from the actual religion. So the online thing, I would say, like, even if there is a good Islamic school in person, the Islamic school in person is good, but the kids that are there will corrupt your kids. That's the reality of things. Um, all right. Um, so now we'll get to final part here, which is questions. If anyone has any questions, inshallah, we could answer them before we wrap this up. Anyone have any questions?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair for the nice presentation. As you know, that I put two of my kids in the summer program, And I just want to give my feedback that so far is going great. I love the teachers; they're very good, mashallah, and my kids are very focused, and the way they're controlling the class, because of course, when it's online, it's very hard, because they have, like my 9-year-old can go on another website and start just watching shorts. And so I'm a little bit hesitant on that part. But other than that, it's great. The one concern I had was that their Quran class is just that I don't know if it's going to be, probably not during the school year, but right now I have my 7-year-old in the class as well as my 9-year-old. And also I see like elder, like, and someone who's I think 17 years old, which is fine. But I feel, is that going to be the same thing when it comes to their Islamic studies, even like in the elementary level? Am I going to have my daughter with a fourth grade sitting in the same class studying Quran or Arabic? Because that's, because they're obviously in two different levels and two different ages. And is that something going to continue during the
So
school year?
yeah, so for the summer program is a little bit, of course, is very different. It's more a freestyle than it
Okay.
is the regular school.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, so the like it's an independent study kind of thing.
Right.
But the regular school, of course, the students are separated by grade. We do group the as I was mentioning to you guys in the website. We do group the students based off their grade levels. So they are
Right.
grouped for the Islamic subjects, but like for example, first to fourth grade are grouped together. Yeah, so they're grouped together in the Quran and Arabic and in Islamic studies, and they are separated based off their level. So, like a beginner level in Quran is put together, an intermediate or advanced is put together, because these subjects is not really based off the grade level. It's not the same like English or math or these things. Same thing
Okay.
with Islamic studies. It's not really like what's the difference between a first grade Islamic study? And this is kind of like an issue that you see in Islamic studies books or what's the difference between Islamic studies book grade one and grade two and grade three? It's not really a clear thing. What's a grade one and grade three here in terms of
Right.
Islamic studies? Of course, you teach in the content in a more simplified way when you're teaching it for elementary, but it's not really based off grades. So that's how we do it, part of that, but no one else, like nothing else. So yeah, fifth to sixth grade are grouped together. Seventh to 10th grade are grouped together like that. So based off their age, and of course we try to make sure that they are it is appropriate, like as far as the age goes. That is very important for us that we are doing that.
So, so if they're grouped, like say my daughter's group in group one, so all the students will be learning, let's say, Surah Ikhlas, correct?
If they are like, let's say, if again based off level, right? So if that's a beginner class, if she's a beginner class, or if she's an intermediate or an advanced class, yeah, depending on what they're working on, yeah, so they were working on it together. But
Together, right?
yeah, but as far as the Quran goes, we do try to individualize the learning, because sometimes the students are moving forward in different paces. So one
Right.
student is moving a little bit faster than others. And what the teacher have to do is one of two things: either move with the fast students or slow down with the slow students. And of course, if you do this or do that, you're going to harm somebody. So we try our best to individualize the learning as far as like the memorization, for example. So like if this student is moving faster, we let them move fast. The teacher is working with them individually and just moves on one after another like that, give them turns. And when it comes to memorization,
Okay.
yeah, so that's kind of the
Um, I'm already registered and they have their login stuff. Do I need to re-register them for the fall, or how does that work?
So yeah, the summer program is completely separate from the regular school. So for the regular school or for the new school year, we would come here, apply now, or if we are in a programs also on apply now, fill the same information out, and we'll just be picking the specific grade that they're applying for and just answering the questions, and that's about it. And upload the documents required because summer program, there's a lot of things, a lot of the stuff is not in the summer program form because we don't need it, but this
Right.
is like an actual school. So again, there is there's more information there, and they just pick the program that they are applying for.
Okay.
So if they're in elementary or middle high school, and then just submit the application, and then
Got
everything's
it.
done after that.
Okay. Thanks. I got it. Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
that's like that, yeah.
But yeah, cool. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, Brother Kareem.
Salam wa rahmatullahi wa
Yeah,
barakatuh.
Jazakallah for hosting the open house. It's very beneficial, useful. I just had a few questions. Could you just also touch on how many teachers you have for middle school, and number of students that you have, and what is the mix? I mean, are most of the students from North America, or they're from other countries? So can you give a little bit of idea about the demographics and also your teachers and stuff like that?
Sure. So the total number of teachers, I believe we have 11 teachers now. Demographics of teachers, they're from everywhere. We do like almost every continent out there. So we have like in Australia, we have in America here, we have in Turkey, we have in South Africa, we have in Europe, countries in Europe. So yeah, they're from everywhere. Now, with the teachers, we do because that's kind of a lot of online school tend to have the prices are affordable and nice, but what you got is teachers from like an area of the world where their English, the accent is very difficult. They really understand the Western culture. Now, of course, they pick that because these teachers will take less salary kind of thing. And then, of course, the students are struggling because they don't really understand them and things like that. We try not to, this is a very important thing for us that the teachers that we hire, that needs to be their English needs to be clear enough that the students are going to understand 100%. Also, that they are understand or have a background in the Western culture, so that way they're able to guide the students with all of the challenges that they're facing as Muslims living in the West. As far as the number of students, we don't have an exact number yet. The numbers are more clear towards, like I was saying before, a lot of parents wait to register, like
Like
towards the
last year,
end.
for example, like last year, how many students do you have in total?
Last year we had 40 students.
Okay.
Yes. The demographics of students, most of the students are, most of the students are in the U.S. A lot of them in the East Coast. We do have some in the West Coast, different places, but we do have student body also across the world as well. So it's not for a specific area, but mainly they are in America, mainly they are in the East Coast. But as I said, we're not for specific demographics. We're open for everybody. So the classes are mixed in that sense.
Okay. So roughly the student to teacher ratio must be very low then, right? Maybe around 4 or 5 students per
Exactly.
teacher. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So let's say, because I'm looking at my child who's going to 7th grade, so that's basically the middle school. So my question is, if there is only 1 or 2 kids that are in 7th grade, is he going to be studying with? Are you going to bring the students from 8th grade or from 6th grade, and for math, for example, and make that group as a 6th, 7th, 8th group, or how do you
We
manage?
can't do that. I mean, we can't have more than one
Okay.
grade and like for
Okay.
academics, we cannot do such a thing. No.
Okay.
They
So
have to stay in their class. And again, this is the stuff that I was saying before, the sacrifices of the teachers.
yeah.
That they're teaching a class, and this is obviously affects their their pay at the end. A class that just has 2 students, that's
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they are doing it. They did it, and they are doing it, and they're here again, with us. So yeah, but no, we don't merge classes as far as like
Okay,
even if the numbers are low, they stay only for, like I said, the only merging happens for the Islamic studies, Quran and Arabic, for the reasons I mentioned.
got it, got it. No, perfect. No, I was just concerned because if if you have a target, student to teacher ratio and you're not meeting that because of a low, number of students, then I was just kind of not sure if you were actually merging for the regular classes as well or not. So thank you for clarifying. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. Of course.
Also, one last question.
Sure.
Um, do you have girls and boys together for the middle school, or are they separate?
Of course, with the low numbers that we just mentioned, we don't really have the luxury of separating. Even like with scheduling wise, we do have people who are interested in us, but from different parts of the world, like in the Gulf countries or in the West Coast, that would like a different kind of schedule. And unfortunately, we're unable to accommodate this at the moment with the
Mhm.
numbers and everything that we have. So it is mixed, but it is, of course. One of the big things that we have is reminders by the teachers and from us as administrations during like Brotherhood and Sisterhood Day, can constant reminders about the separation between males and females, and for them to stay in their lane and stuff, and why we do that and these kind of things. So we try our best with that, with this stuff. But ideally, of course, we don't want them to be in the same class, and we don't want them to be taught even by the opposite gender. But because of our low resources, that's what we have at the moment.
Okay, all right. Jazakallah. Okay, thank you so much.
You're very well. Yes, Brother Arik?
Assalamu alaikum. I want to say Jazakallah khair for hosting this. You've done a wonderful job as always. I want to touch on, I've heard a couple of questions about the pedagogy, if you will, and I want to touch on that since we've had our children in there for a couple of years. And I want to say to those on this open house now that, wallahi, the educators who are handling your children, I encourage you to do a few things. One, go read their resumes on the IMEZ Academy website. Secondly, I believe you can watch a couple of courses, videos, if I'm not mistaken. And third, I strongly encourage you to enroll your children with an open mind into this school. It's an amazing school. The educators here are amazing. They're not just taking this for a job, as Principal Mahmoud said. It's a mission for them. Again, I promise you, it's a mission for them. And you will see how they put children on individual mastery paths within the classroom as some are growing. And only a really knowledgeable, skilled teacher or USTED can do something like this. It's an amazing school. It's an amazing administration. Everyone involved here is doing a wonderful job. So I encourage every parent here just to, with an open heart and an open mind, just to protect your children for the sake of Allah. Put your children in the school with an open mind, and I can almost guarantee you will be pleased with it. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. A lot of work. Any other questions?
The teachers that are currently working right now during the summer session, are they going to be teaching during the fall as well?
Yeah. These are some of our regular school teachers. Yes.
Oh, I only
Yeah.
asked because I really like both. I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, they are with us. Yeah.
Okay, good.
If you want to get a little bit more idea about faculty, teachers, like who they are, what they do and stuff, this is a little bit about them here. Like meet our team, so you'll see some things about them here. So these are teachers that are here with us. There's a couple of new teachers that are not on here, but that's almost everyone except for a few, like I said. So yeah, if you want to get an idea, they'll be on here as well.
Perfect. Yeah, I haven't really went through your website. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, inshallah. Yeah. So it
inshallah,
is
I
on there.
will.
Inshallah.
Yes, I will. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Any other question?
Yeah, I just a couple of more things. So I know you're recording this session.
Yes.
Would it be possible for you to share the recording with us after the meeting or after this
Sure
session?
thing. Yes.
Because the reason I'm asking is because there are some other parents who might be interested. So who were not able to join today, so I can actually share this and forward this on to them as well for their benefit.
Sure thing. Inshallah, we can send it to all of the ones that the parents who have registered, like such as yourself. And we'll also post it on the website as well. So if you didn't get it there and you'd like to get it, it'll be on the website as well. So inshallah, definitely.
Thank you very much. One other, just out of curiosity, I know you have this name, IMEZ. Is this an abbreviation or acronym for something? I'd be just curious to know what does it stand for.
That's my fault. I should have mentioned it in the part about I am easy. Okay, so it stands for Islam Made Easy. And as I mentioned to you before, this school was kicked because of the project, right? And in the project, it is to simplify Islam for the Muslims. You know, like this is not just because, oh, we need like a catchy name or something like that. But we like again, the book is what's like it's where the deal is, or this project. So to simplify Islam, so the school was built around the project, you know, so to make Islam easy for the people, you know. Islam is easy, you know, and it should be easy, but unfortunately it's difficult because some of the reasons that we mentioned before. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. No, thank you for we've been all kind of curious, you know, what is this actually, these letters to stand for. So, you know, thanks for explaining. I think it'd be nice to have that somewhere on your website as well. I think it'd be very beneficial, you know.
We actually did have it, but we just did an update, but we didn't include that section in there. So inshallah, jazakallah khair for the point. We'll add it, inshallah. You're very welcome, brother. Okay, anyone else? Any other question?
Yeah, just
go ahead.
Yeah, Kareem. So one other question regarding the tuition fee. So let's say if we were to enroll our child, and then for whatever reason, after a month or 2 months, we realize that this is not the right fit, you know, for our child, and we want to take the child out. How does that work in terms of the tuition fees? And I mean, is there a requirement for us to basically be locked in for the whole year, or can we withdraw the child without any penalty?
Like you see, Islam Made Easy. We want to make Islam easy. We want to make the education of the religion easy. So parents don't have to pay extra fees. Parents don't have to. There's a lot of things that other schools do. Like parents can come and go as they please. That's fine. If a parent continue with us for a month and then you want to leave, that's fine. 2 months and they leave, that's okay. 1 year, whatever they want, we're here to help. We take, you know, even we don't even have deadline for admission like some schools do. Be like when we have a student who's coming in to you know, to learn and like they need an Islamic school, we just, even though it's difficult for us to take someone in like sometimes at such an odd time of the year, we still to try our best to accommodate them because we care about them. You know, we want to help them as much as we can. So again, that's not a problem. You know, for us, we'll try to accommodate as much as possible. No issues there. If you want to leave at any time, no problem.
Okay, thanks very much. The other thing that, you know, I'm sorry, I'm asking a lot of questions, you know, but just we're trying to make a decision and we are looking at so many different things. So you mentioned that you got 40 students last year. I don't know how many of them were in grade 7. I don't know if there were 5 or 6. I don't know if you have a number. But out of those 40 students that you had last year, how many of them are continuing this year?
From what we're told so far, because not everybody's like fully registered or paid, but like based off the feedback of the parents who said they are returning, we do have, I think, few parents leaving, not so most of them are staying with us.
Okay.
And the ones who are leaving, you know, we do care, of course, about anyone who's leaving. Why are they leaving? Are we doing something wrong? But ones who are leaving for there is only one parent who doesn't like the way we do things, okay, but you know, they want us to be more strict, but anyway, that's but the other leaving for like they want to be in person versus online, and of course, again, learning online is a challenge for people, you know, in general for various reasons, but of course the trade-off is the protection from a lot of harm out there. Aside from us, I'm not talking about us in general, just learning online. But yeah, so that's mainly the the thing for any of the parents who are.
Okay. Okay. And then based on the enrollment so far, I'm sure you're anticipating higher enrollment, right, this year in
Yes.
2026, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have rough idea of is it going to be 10%, 20% more from
No,
last
no
year?
clue.
No clue.
The parents will leave us in the dark until even sometimes the second week of September. It's even hard for schools to plan ahead when they have no idea what numbers they're ending up with, because a
Right.
lot of the parents will not give you any clarity, especially because it's online school too. If it's in person, there is a little bit more urgency with the parents, but online they're like, okay, we'll get to it when we get to it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah, so a lot of that with the numbers will show up the second week of September. We'll have a good idea. Before that, we cannot predict nothing. Like I said,
Okay.
it's a challenge for us because we're planning grades and teachers and all kind of stuff on numbers that doesn't even exist yet. But yeah, alhamdulillah.
Okay. All right. No, thank you. Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome, brother. All right, inshallah. So we'll end with this here. The next step, inshallah, if you're ready, then just go ahead and register. Like I said, we do want to give you login for orientation classes. That's going to be before the school starts. So we want the students to be enrolled before. We don't want them to be enrolled in September. Of course, we'll take them in September, but they'll miss out on important information. So they will have to go through orientation anyway, but we would rather them get everything on in its own time. So I hope we answered everything, and may Allah reward you. And we hope that we have explained everything that you need to know to make a decision. جزاكم الله خير. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.